To solve these equations, I need to understand what the powers mean and what combination of powers has been used on the x. So we know that 2 up here means to square, but what does it mean to have the 3 down there? Well, the rule that we're going to be thinking about here is the rule you learned at GCSE. X to the a all to the b multiplies these a and b together to give x to the a times b. So if I've got 2/3, then what I've actually got there is 1/3 multiplied by 2, and 1/3 represents a cube root. Now we're going to do the opposite of those things to the other side of the equation one at a time. So I'm going to do the opposite of squaring, square rooting, and I'm going to do the opposite of cube rooting, which is cubing. So I'll just make a note what I'm going to do to both sides. I'm going to square root and I'm going to cube. Now it's up to me which order I do that in. I'm going to do the square root first because it's easier, and I'm going to remember the plus minus when I square root. So I will be left with x to the 1/3, cube root still there, is plus or minus 1/5. Now I'm going to cube both sides on the square root, so that will just give me x on the left. Now a positive 1/5 cubed is positive 1/125, and negative 1/5 cubed is negative 1/125. So the answer is plus or minus 1/125. Okay, in the second one, we've got square again, so I'm going to be square rooting, and what's been multiplied together is a 2 and a 5th, and the 5th represents the 5th root. So I'm going to be doing the opposite of those two things, so that's going to be a square root, remembering the plus or minus, and it's going to be to the power of 5 to undo that 5th root. Right, which one should I do first? I am going to do the square root first because it's easier, so that will give me x to the 1/5 is plus or minus 2, and then x is going to be plus or minus 2 to the power of 5, plus 2 to the power of 5 is plus 32, and minus 2 to the power of 5 is minus 32, so plus or minus 32. Last one, we've only got here the 5th root, so we're going to be doing the opposite of that, which is to the power of 5, but we've also got this minus, which means reciprocate, so we're going to be turning upside down. So the opposite things are, well, the opposite of reciprocal is reciprocal. So we're going to reciprocate, turn upside down, and we're also going to do to the power of 5. Now, which one do I want to do first? I think I'll do to the power of 5 first, and then I'll flip it. So x to the minus 1, because the reciprocal is still going to be there, is going to be 2 to the power of 5, which is 32. And now I'm going to do the reciprocal to each side. That will turn my x upside down, well, my 1/x upside down to give me x, and turn my 32 upside down to give 1/32.